Hey, greetings everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tech Talk. I am Andres. This is my website, Segovia.com, best place where you can listen to my program, watch my program, check out my socials, even read articles that I write, check out my latest Instagram video posts because I put them there. This is the place where you can digest anything and everything about me, even find ways on supporting the show, such as buying the gear that I use, checking out my local community, subscribing to my podcast on Anchor, or even better yet, buying coffee from Ranger Candy Coffee Company. And you can check out their website at www.rangercandycoffeecompany.com. Use promo code Andres Segovia, save on shipping, support a great veteran-owned small business, and drink some excellent coffee. So today, I want to give you some inside baseball. I'm going to be going over my analytics on each of the 6 platforms that I'm on, not counting Instagram anymore, because Instagram, they kind of got rid of the whole IGTV thing and just treat it like, your regular post. But there's been significant activity that's happened in a positive way and also a negative way on Instagram, but not so much that. But I'm on 6 different video platforms. And if you check out my website, you'll be able to see video exclusives, and I put them here. So you don't have to technically go and try to subscribe everywhere else, but there's things that the full versions of episodes or uncensored episodes that can't make YouTube, I put them here and I source it from the other platforms that are not YouTube. But when it comes to where you can tune into my program, which would be here, these are the 6 video platforms that I'm currently on. I haven't been active in looking for anything else, and I am on more podcast distributors than are even listed here. But when it comes to video platforms, I want to give you my top 3, but I will show you briefly all of them because as I celebrate my 3rd anniversary, which was at the end of March, I've been doing things a little differently. I've done a vlog style episode and doing comparison tests with a couple of phones, and that was great to do, something like a throwback. But also, I did a creator stream where I was networking with other content creators, and a lot of them had the same question with respects to what other platforms can they be on, because they've been hit hard by YouTube, their growth, their reach, and all that. And I totally agree with them, especially after the events that happened last year. Well, the first platform that I joined, and that was at the end of 2020, that wasn't YouTube, was Rumble. Now I'm going to show you some inside baseball here, folks. So this graph here is everything since January early 2021 through present time. Notice how I have high spikes at the beginning of January 2021, and then it just flatlines, and then a couple of spikes here and there. This was when I covered this June 2021. This is when I was covering the Freedom Phone. So I had a lot of activity from all sorts of places. And why did I have huge spikes in January 2021 and then it just flatlined? Well, yours truly was trying to use Rumble as a way to source my off the record stuff, where I talk about stuff that are beyond what I talk about on YouTube, the main YouTube show, and that are not safe for YouTube. So YouTube has been throttling, censoring, shadow banning some of my episodes, unsubscribing some of my users. Some of my users don't even see my videos. So it's like, okay, I need a place where I can have a little more peace of mind, and that's why I signed up for Rumble, because that was the only one I really knew at the time. Well, guess what? I covered the January 6th events, and after that, I was flattened by Rumble. So it's like, holy smokes, you guys too? I didn't want to think it, but then it was proven to be true. So I have experienced censorship on Rumble. Some of my videos were demonetized and turned into free. And in total, I've only had just over 4,400 views in over a year. That is an awful performance there. And that's sad, considering that I did have almost 100 subscribers, and there was confusion as to what is a channel, what is not a channel, what's a user channel versus an actual channel show. Whatever. The point is, I didn't get the growth that I anticipated to have, but I did expect to happen on YouTube. Did happen, where after 2021, January 2021, there was going to be a lot less activity there. I want to show you quickly Odysee. Odysee, I have, it doesn't, there's some another page here, but I just want to show you that Odysee, I have 21 followers now. I have just over 1,000 combined views on Odysee, because that was the other one that I ended up joining, but I wasn't active. So the difference between the other platforms and Odysee is that in Odysee, I wasn't technically active. I was using more as a mirroring service. So my entire library from YouTube is here. But what I have enjoyed is the features that Odysee has introduced, that even though they have over 1,000 views combined, I'm like, you know what? I want to spend a little more time here. So I'm playing around with some settings. and when some of the, I guess, support crypto that they're offering me, and then to see if I can boost my channel and get more activity out of it. Because if I'm to leave YouTube, I would like to have something that has as close as many feature sets as YouTube, and the closest thing to it is Odysee. And besides, almost my entire library is there anyway. So I'm like, okay, cool, why not? So I'm not bummed about the viewership here. Almost nobody knows me here, but the mere fact that I have over 1,000 views, combined views, like, hey, it's reaching somebody. And now I have more followers over the past couple of months, so I guess people are starting to notice. So that's a good thing. Now let's see. I already covered Rumble. And now I'm going to get to what is called the fourth place. So now we're getting to something more serious, where this is YouMaker. A YouMaker is what I've been using as basically my video content provider, because I couldn't trust Rumble to do it anymore. I use YouMaker to be the one for the back end videos of my episodes of my website. So whenever you open an episode on my website, it'll have the audio at the top, but the video version will be at the bottom. And I alternate between YouMaker and Rumble. But Rumble, I would say the videos that are more public, like on YouTube, are the ones I use there. But YouMaker, I trusted to put all my off the record ones, which are the more spicy episodes that I can't put anywhere else. Because, well, there's no monetization here, but it does get a lot more activity. I had to do the math on this one because it doesn't have a creator thing to show you how many, I guess, views you gotten per video. So it doesn't really have anything of that sort. But when I tallied everything up manually, because I did do it per episode, I tallied over 15,000 views. And this was as of maybe, I would say like April, probably around April 2021. With who the heck ever heard of YouMaker? And I was accepted to be a publisher here, and just the mere fact that I have over 15,000 views, it speaks a lot that people are tuning in. I get more reach here than Rumble and Odysee combined. That's huge. And this is just the fourth place, like in terms of rankings of activity and looks that I get. So that's pretty cool. So now we're entering the top 3, and now it's gotten really clear where I'm getting more views. Now I've given a lot of love and hate to BitChute, because this is the place that people are tuning in. I'm getting more subscribers, but the ones that are most vocal are the ones that don't appreciate my content. But hey, it's okay. You guys are checking it out, so I still appreciate the uptick. That still benefits me. Over here, since I launched it a year ago, I have nearly 22,000 views. Well, over 21,000 views. I was looking at this at 21,200 views. And that's huge. On 152 videos, 29 subscribers, that many views. Wow. Seriously, thank you. Whether you like my videos or hate them, the mere fact that you're even checking it out, I appreciate you. Okay. That's huge. And yes, I do check these things. So this is the third largest viewership count that I have across every platform that I'm on. Now, generally, you would think that, well, YouTube would be number one, except how they throttle me and everything. So now I'm going to show you what's happened over that same period of time on YouTube. And because YouTube has way more analytics, it's more robust, you're going to see more than I like to share. But here it is. So I've had 32,400 views over that same period of time. That is mind-boggling. That over here is just like, what, 10,000 views behind, no marketing push whatsoever, all organic growth. Whereas over here, I don't know who is being fed my channels if the algorithm isn't feeding it to who it's supposed to get to. Because you can see that it's been petering off. Yeah, I had spikes every now and then, but it's a gradual downward point, as I expected would be. It wasn't an entire drop off, which is good, unlike Rumble, but still, I did reach 500,000 people, and that's awesome. I just don't know if I was reaching the right 500,000 people. But of those 500,000 people, 32.4 took the time to check out my episode. So thank you so much to all of you that have looked at my stuff and you liked it. You didn't like it, but still, I appreciate you taking the time to check out my my content. But that's still staggering that it's just over 32,000, and BitChute is 10,000 behind, which is what leaves me like just utterly blown away by what transpired over technically less than a year, and that would be Gab. I, I I talked about this a lot, and that's because I need you guys to understand just how much it means to content creators. Where there's nowhere to push. Everything is organic. There's no way to boost your show here other than just your sheer will of just trying to get into as many eyes as possible. Because there's no way to boost it here. There's no way to put ads. It's quite literally one of the newer platforms out there for TV or video content creators, even though the social aspect of things has been around for a few years. Well, I joined March 31st, 2021, but I didn't start creating content and posting it here until I think it was mid-May. So there's no other way to break it down. So I'm still going to show you everything from March 31st, but I know it's from May. So in other words, less than a year. Over 50,000 plays, folks. 50,000 on 156 episodes with 170 subscribers and over 15,000 hours of playtime. But over 50,000 views. This is all organic. And what is promised to Gap Pro members is the ability to some way, somehow incorporate live stream, but more importantly, to monetize the channel. You know what that's going to do for me? If I was just on YouTube, to have much of a less of an output over a year and only have 32,000 views, while in of it itself, it's still an accomplishment for someone to even have that many views. It is still trending way less than I used to have. I hit 1 million pretty fast, and then it's been really hard to try to make up and try to get to 1.5 after the Vox Apocalypse and then January 2021. So like, dude, it's really been stifling. It is a very discouraging on a YouTube side that hurts independent content creators. We don't have the economies of scale to grow in that sense, especially if we're counting on ad revenue to at least get some of these things boosted and get out there. Well, it sucks that we can't, but still, this is shocking and amazing that there are people that are interested in the content here, and they're not just watching, they're commenting, they're active in the comments. That's what I love about it. I would say Gab and YouTube, when it comes to interaction, are pretty much the same. But when it comes to how many more people check out my stuff, it's definitely here on Gab by far. 32,000 views versus 50,000 views. At this rate, it's going to be double really, really quick. And it's what can I say? I want to give a shout out to Gabbers. Thank you so much, because it's really made me want to stay there, and there is a sense of community there that I've liked. So as soon as the whole live stream and maybe live chat is intertwined with being able to post and all that stuff, I'm looking to do a lot more interaction with Gabbers here to grow my channel. And hey, it just gives me more of a reason to be here. So I wanted to share all that with you for this tech talk because it's very important. And I did this mostly for you content creators that have been asking me. Normally, this is inside baseball that no one likes to share, but I'm sharing it with you all. I'm being transparent here because this is the fruit of my labor. And like I said, if it was just 32,000 views alone, if I was just on YouTube and maybe add in the 4,000 that I got from Rumble because I joined Rumble before the gauntlet came down, that would be 36 to 37,000 views. Yes, I'd be very disappointed. But I'm talking about when you add everything up, you're talking about what, like way over 100,000 views, almost 200,000 views on this, because I had an explosion in Instagram in the past 2 months where I've had maybe 15,000 views on my stuff on just like a handful of videos and posts. I'm like, well, that's awesome. But that's also triggered some of the throttling if you see the professional dashboard. But hey, it comes with the territory on big tech oligarchy. I know that. But that's why I'm not just there. I'm across Parler, Minds, True Social. I'm there now. Obviously, I'm on Gab because I mentioned it. And Getter, little here, little there. But the thing is, I'm across these platforms, and this is the fruit of the labor. This is why I wanted to put my show on as many platforms as I could to make myself uncancelable, because it's encouraged me to be more out there and to be able to be more free instead of being like, oh, I got to play by YouTube's rules. No, I don't have to. YouTube isn't my primary source of draw. It is more of the revenue side, if you will, if and when I get some pay-per-click thing through YouTube, when they let me monetize it, because they've been demonetizing my videos recently. So then I'm like, dude, where's the effort coming from, you know? But what I love the tool set of YouTube. It makes it easier for me to make a post on YouTube, and it distributes to just about everything else except Gab and YouMaker. So it's like one place for this for platforms basically. But the other ones require manual upload. At least I can schedule with YouMaker. I can't with Gab, but I would love to see that, Gab, to be able to schedule on GabTV. That'll make things way easier when I'm producing content. But I have to ask my question to myself: is the future Gab, at least for me, or Odysee? Obviously, based on everything you just saw, and hopefully what's in the works for us content creators, the future is bright for content creators on Gab. If I'm gonna look at something that's now present, because I was looking at Rumble and I was looking at Odysee. Odysee is a lot more interesting. So I'm trying a few things for Odysee and to see if it can pay off. And as a matter of fact, I'm trying it before I even started recording, so it's all happening the same day. So I'm not going to see any results happening right now, but I'm going to check out my trending stuff as time progresses. So I'll report back to those of you. But honestly, if you want a more feature-rich experience right now, Odysee is the place to go to. If you want a place where you want to where you have to devote a little bit more of your time, more manual labor, if you will, because there's no automation available just yet, such as Gab, like on Gab. Well, Gab is the place to be. Now, it's just that over there, you have to pay to play. Over here, you don't. But well, I guess to each their own. So just throwing it out there. I did this mostly for content creators, and I just wanted to share that with you all. And this is the last video I make with respects to my anniversary, my third anniversary of the rebranded show, the Segovia show. I've been doing this for 19 years. Check out my creator stream for those of you that haven't already. I was joined by the Critical Introverts, the Curious Joel podcast, and this just Trevor from the Trevor Report. And I expect to do more along those lines, having other content creators on, and I look forward to just sharing experiences with them all together. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this. That is episode of Tech Talk. I appreciate you all from everywhere that have watched it. Even if you didn't like it, you took the time to check out my stuff, and I really appreciate you doing so. That's it. Check out my stuff on my website, theandrewsegovia.com, and I'll see you on the next one.